Headlines like the New York Post, Meghan Markle have been called insane, hysterical, and crazy. I'm going to change to my Google Chrome again so we can read that, that article. Let me see if I can. Okay, much better this format. All right, much better on screen like this with my Batman voice. Meghan Markle has been called insane, hysterical, and crazy. Meghan Markle said she is blah, blah, blah in the show's fifth. Sorry about that. The show's fifth installment entitled "The Decoding of Crazy." Why do these Meghan's episodes sound like Big Bang Theory episodes? The Decoding of Crazy. The Duchess of Sussex sat down with actresses Constance Wu, Jenny Slate, and Deepika Padukone and discussed allegedly being called insane. Raise your hand if you've ever been called crazy or hysterical, or what about nuts, insane, out of your mind, completely irrational, I don't know, touch grass, whatever. Well, have been called all that, except hysterical, but it's early. Markle asked the roundtable of women. Okay, you get the point. Now, if we were all in the same room and could see each other, I think it would be pretty easy to see just how many of us have our hands up. By the way, me too, the Suits star added. Markle did not elaborate on who allegedly called her these words because, of course, she is never gonna be clear about this. You know what narcissists do? Oh, I've been called like this, or I've been called like that, or my kids have been called this and this by the media, and well, there are no receipts because the media will never call your kids like that because the media will be canceled in seconds if they did such a thing. But this is how it happens. She just plants an idea and people keep repeating that, as we're gonna see in a few minutes. The mother of two also explained how the word crazy is shamelessly thrown around so casually and spoke of the damage it's wrought on society and women, frankly, everywhere. I mean, do you think the word crazy has wrought damage on society and women? I mean, for real. I think most people don't take the word crazy like in its literal meaning. I think it's more like a metaphor, or it's not like they're actually calling you insane. If they call you insane, well, it's a different thing. By the way, there's something else I would like to show you. And I think I need to jump up to this. I want to show. Tell me if this is not insane. Tell me if this is not insanity. When talking about this PR push on the Duchess of Sussex, Women's Health, Oprah Daily, House Beautiful, Good Housekeeping, Cosmopolitan, Harper's Bazaar, 17 all have the same tweet. Meghan Markle is an activist and altruist. She's known to be passionate about making the world a better place. Here are just a few causes the Duchess of Sussex is known to advocate. And you have, the ad video of 1 minute just rolling and making this point about how Meghan being this avatar of what? Of activism and altruism. That's what we get. That's what we are pushed over and over again. And I think that's quite a problem. We have a problem with that, but because everyone realizes that it's not genuine. Everyone realizes that it's not genuine. How can you have some kind of reputation, Meghan, if you are not genuine? If you have all this PR pushing the same story over and over again, and whatever you say on your podcast has these contradictions to whatever you say on the Oprah interview, which is one of your most relevant appearances worldwide. Why do you do that? Do you do that for the headlines? I think the Spotify executives are only focused on how much baby powder, of the nose variety, how much baby powder they can get from this, and just let Meghan do as she pleases. Just get us Headlines. Headlines bring awareness, attention, and attention makes money, and money brings the baby powder, and that's what they are aiming for. From relationships to families being shattered, reputations destroyed, and careers ruined, Markle said. Well, she's making a point about the word crazy, and I have to say that this is one of the things that Meghan has gotten right, not in this scope, but I'm going to talk about it, as I told you, at the end of this live stream. But Markle then went on a rant about some sitcoms, such as, oh my god, here we come, here we go to attack popular culture. This is not gonna end well. You know that this never ends well. Such as How I Met Your Mother and Scrubs. No, that's not something that you do, Meghan. Slamming the shows for their representation of said crazy women. The use of these labels has been drilled into us from movies and TV, from friends and family, and even from random strangers, she said. The fact is, no one wants this label. She's right. In How I Met Your Mother, Markle observed how the character of Martin said if she's this crazy, she has to be this hot. And I'm going to look for that reference here. Okay, we have, I don't know if you remember that episode, or if you have heard about the hot crazy line, in which a woman, as crazy she is, in the as crazier she is, well, she should be hotter. It doesn't make sense, according to Barney in that in that show. It doesn't make sense to date a woman which is below that line, because she will be crazier than she is hotter. And I understand that this is a way of being a bit, how to say that, two-dimensional about this. I think it is not fair to talk about craziness and hotness of women in these terms. This is, of course, a comedy, and this is an oversimplification just for giggles, because we know that being crazy could be much more nuanced and complex and even beautiful than this, because you can have, for example, cute crazy, as in Lana Del Rey. I love Lana, but we have to say that if she has songs that her, well, oh my god, I almost say that. If she tastes like Coca-Cola, when you know that she can go all the way there. Okay, you can also have Psycho Crazy as the fictional character of Catherine Trammell, interpreted by Sharon Stone. It's a nice example too. You can have Delusional Crazy, as in Amy Schumer, because she absolutely believes that she's funny, but what can we do? We can just go with it, or just, as I've told Meghan sometimes, close your laptop. And there are other dimensions, other levels, such as batshit crazy, and I can, well, I have a couple examples off the top of my head. But Meghan has a point with this. It's not fair to just label women as, well, crazy, or as Barney says, in terms of crazy and hot. But I don't think the term crazy has been that damaging as she claims. And let's see what she has to say about the show Scrubs, because, well, you know that Scrubs is also a very on-point comedy, and also has a problem that seems it was released more than 10 years ago. And you know that humor and comedy more than 10 years ago, well, it was another thing. It was another level. People were not afraid to make this type of jokes. So in Scrubs, she brought up how the character of Elliot, who is a female doctor, said, "I can't take it, Carla." Carla is a very good friend of her. "I cannot hide the crazy a minute longer. I'm just this big mountain of cuckoo is about to erupt and spew molten crazy all over him, and he's gonna die like this." So it's a bit tone deaf, criticizing something that is obviously a metaphor, an exaggeration. Do you know that you know that there are like this literary tools, vehicles that you can use when you are writing or when you are expressing ideas. I think we should have, I don't know, there must be some manual out there that we could give to Meghan, send to Montecito. We know her address. We could send some kind of manual of styles or something. Yes, suits. Why doesn't Meghan just mention suits? That would be appropriate, right? That would be the right thing to do. She also admitted how, at her worst point, her husband, Prince Harry, found her a therapist. You have to be really honest about what is it that you need and not to be afraid to make peace with that, to ask for it, Markle noted. But what she said on the Oprah interview was a bit different. So I'm not going to say that that is a signal of a crazy woman, because that is not. That's you're just lying. That is not being crazy. You're just lying. That's it. Markle explained how there is a stigma surrounding the word, and it has a silencing effect that hurts women with real mental health issues. And that is the point that she gets right. It's something that, well, in terms of joking, sometimes jokes can be hurting if they are pointed directly as a personal attack on the wrong people that are actually struggling with this. And the term crazy, I have to say, is one of the favorite terms of narcissists and manipulators, because as it has been painted as even playful in the media, because it's not as maybe as strong as Meghan is attributing that power to it. The problem is that it's part of the narcissist's gaslighting tools. But it's not the term that is bad. It's not the term in itself, because as we have seen, comedy has just stripped any power from it. It's the manipulation of the narcissist, the actual evil being here, no matter if it's a man or it's a woman. It's that narcissistic manipulation that gaslights you and ultimately brings, oh, you're just crazy. We know that you're just cute crazy. We can say that you are cute crazy as Lana Del Rey crazy. All right? So that's almost cute. You know that you forget things, you mess things up, and people can even gaslight you in this term. So in that sense, it's not the word that is dangerous. It's the use by evil people. So you're not going to get traumatized by being called crazy. If you are like safe or sure of your own judgment, you're just gonna dismiss it or even point a red flag on the person, and that's it. But in this case, if the person, in this case the woman, has been gaslighted to the point that she is doubting her own judgment, her own her way of thinking, then well, the word can have a vicious effect, but not a general effect on the population, and not a destroying the entire societies, as Meghan is claiming. They get scared, she said. They stay quiet, they internalize, and they repress for far too long. This happens. This actually happens, but not just because a woman is called crazy. And I think Meghan is diminishing. I think that's the word, diminishing women with this statement. Meghan is saying that just by being called crazy, a woman can get scared. That is insulting. That is insulting for any person, man or woman. People get scared when they get crazy. No, men don't get scared. Even we, if I get called crazy, I take it as a compliment. Like, you know, Lethal Weapon, Mel Gibson crazy. You know, that's Martin Riggs crazy. That will be a compliment. But I think she's diminishing, and she is putting down women with this kind of statements. Like, just by being called something, then somehow you are destroying people's lives. And I think everybody thinks that women are much more resilient than that. So that is one of the points that she got it wrong. She's got it wrong. Yeah, many people can get offended by that. She pointed out, calling someone crazy or hysterical completely dismisses their experience and minimizes what they are feeling. One thing This is, oh my God, I can't believe what I'm going to say now. I can't believe what I'm going to say now. You know what I'm going to say right now. Calling someone crazy or hysterical in the terms that I just outlined in terms of manipulation completely dismisses their experience and minimizes what they are feeling. This is actually true. You're minimizing the person's reactions, and it could happen from a man to a woman, and it can also happen from women to other women. That is not exclusive from men to women. That's important to make this statement. Meghan gets this right, but I'm going to make a distinction also. I'm going to talk about this at the end of this video because it's important to make that statement about why is this myth that men think women are crazy. And it's, spoiler alert, it's just a lack of emotional awareness on the side of men. But we are half responsible for that, and women have the other half of the responsibility. I'm going to talk about that at the end of this video because it's important in terms of your emotional vocabulary and your own emotional intelligence. It keeps going to the point where anyone who's been labeled it enough times can be gaslit into thinking that they're actually unwell, or sometimes worse, to the point where real issues of all kinds get ignored. Well, that's not happening today, Markle said. It's not that simple. That's the mechanics behind that. That is the mechanics behind gaslighting. It's not that simple. It's never just with one word. It's sometimes hiding things. It's sometimes giving you vague instructions to do something. You mess up, and then, well, you know, you always mess up. That's okay. It's not like you're crazy or anything. You know that these negative statements can also further have this impact on your psyche. And this is how it works. Not as simple. It's an oversimplification. It will be nice. This will be an oversimplification to make some kind of humor or add some levity, but it's not. She's actually saying that women are this gullible, are this easy to be manipulated. Women are not that easy to be manipulated. It's not that easy to manipulate women. That's something that we have to understand. Not even women, nor men. It's the emotional disposition to it in terms of what are your blind spots. It's like Harry had blind spots. You know that Harry had traumas, had this life experience that were not good. He did not have the tools, the emotional tools, to digest this kind of events. And it was his mother was the one that could have given these tools to him, and his mother was the one who disappeared. So it was tragic. So we all know that Meghan, well, made some, took a bit of advantage of this, and no, she didn't have to call Meghan, to call Harry crazy. It was much more subtle than that.